Hey everyone, it's Jake. Welcome back for another Unreal Engine video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how other people protect their Unreal Engine projects from when they break things or they have little accidents. We're going to be talking about using diversion as your source control in Unreal Engine. So to start, we're here in Editor just in a little map, little import cars map off the marketplace. And what we're going to do is we're going to get diversion set up. So first and foremost, you're going to want to go into Fab and you're going to want to make sure that you get the diversion plugin. So you can go to the Fab marketplace in Editor or outside of Editor, search for diversion. And it's going to be right here by Diversion Company Incorporated. And you're going to want to install this to your Unreal Engine. And over here at diversion.dev, this is just their landing page. You're going to want to go over to pricing. And then from here, we're going to scroll down. The nicest part about using diversion, which is why it's perfect for indie developers like me, is they have this indie tiered plan. So you can have up to 5 users. It includes 100 gigs of free cloud storage, which is awesome. And then it's only an additional $10 a month for each 100 gigs. So you're going to want to click get started on that. I've already registered, so it's just going to take you through the registration. Go ahead and do all that. Download the Diversion desktop app. It's going to have you do that once you go through registration. So once that's all done, you're good to launch it on desktop. Once you have that launched on desktop, it's going to look something like this. You're going to want to go ahead and log in. I'm going to move this over here. Once you log in, it's going to be showing you things like this. These are just my random projects I have going on right now for CPS. I have multiple different things. So we can exit out of here. Once you're back in Editor, you have the plugins installed to Engine. If you installed it while you have Editor open, you're going to want to restart. Go up to Edit, Plugins. Under Installed, you're going to see Version Control now. Under here, we're going to enable Diversion. Restart the editor. All right, guys, once the editor is restarted, you're going to come down into the bottom right corner where you see the Revision Control dropdown. We're going to click that. We're going to click Connect to Revision Control. The provider is going to say None. Drop that down and you're going to click Diversion. If you do not see this option, then you do not have the plugin enabled or installed into your engine. So double check them. Now, since this is a new project, you're going to see down under the repository directory, it's going to say Initialize Project with Diversion. That's exactly what you want. You're going to click on that. And this is going to set up your repo. So it's going to gather all your files. As you see down here, we have a little yellow syncing. That's letting us know that right now, everything's we can accept. Diversion is going ahead and it's syncing all of our project files that are important into the repo. If you take a little look down here too, you see on branch main. That means we're currently synced to the main repo branch. So this is our main content for our project. So what I'm going to show you next is how you can create different branches off of main. So that way you can go and experiment with working on different systems and working on different things in your project without having to worry about destroying or breaking other things without being able to revert. So we'll show you how to do that real quick. So when you're ready, you're going to open the Diversion desktop app. You're going to find your repository right here. This is going to be our diversion tutorial. Click View Repository. Now we are inside of this repository. It shows us that our current repo is the diversion one that we made. Our workspace is main. So that means we're currently working in the main branch. So if we commit any changes here, it's all going to be in main. And as you see down here, we have a little warning. You have 535 uncommitted changes. So that's letting us know that currently on the main branch, we have 535 items that have not been committed to the branch. So it means they were edited or changed while the project was open. Diversion noticed a difference in them, but it's uncommitted. So that means if we were to exit everything and leave, and this is going to be saved, it's still pending. So what you can do with that is you can either discard all of that by clicking these little lines. You can click reset. And that will discard your changes if you want to get rid of those. But since this is the initial for the project, we're just going to type in first in commit, we're going to click on all the boxes. Everything that has a blue check mark next to it shows the folder that has items in it that need to be committed. And we'll just click commit. And this gives you more of a breakdown of everything that's being saved. So we hit that, we're good. We have a green sync in here. So you want to click this drop down up here where this blue dot is. That's also how you can verify that you're on the main branch. So from here, you're going to want to click new branch. Here you can name the branch. I usually do structured naming. So I'll do something like dev/first person, and we'll create. So now we have a brand new branch where we can go and we can destroy everything. We can delete all sorts of folders. We can do whatever we want, and it's not going to affect our main branch. So I'll give you a quick example of how this works. So you see up here, we're in dev/first person. Let's go back to editor. You're going to see down here, we're on branch dev/first person. If this says something different, there's an issue between your desktop app and Unreal. Sync should have that issue. So just verify you're on the branch, verify you're synced. Everything's good to go. You can start making changes. So what we're going to want to do in here, just as an example, is we'll add a feature pack. So right click, add feature content pack. Let's add first person. We'll add it to the project. All that's showing that the revision control's updating. It's just going to take slightly longer than normal because it has to process it through Diversion to close that. So now you see down here, we're syncing once again because it's letting us know that it's checking the new files now. Whenever you get this pop-up, just click reload. So that way you're working with the most current version on your local disk. So it's just making sure everything's up to date. Always hit the reload. I never snooze it, never dismiss it. So now you see we have the first person folder in here. We can change the game mode now in this map. BP first person game mode. We can play, and look, we got a character. We can go ahead, run around this little car dealership map. Can't open the door. Sad. Looks nice in there though. So we just made some serious changes to the project, right? Because it was just a map. Now we have a map and we have full character going on, first person character. But the beauty of all of this is it's on this specific branch. So we don't have to worry about the main folder of the game anymore. So what we can do now, let's say everything's good and we want to save this. So that way it'll always be like this on this branch. We'll go to commit. It's going to compare files and check what needs to be added. This list down here is showing you what is going to be added when it has a plus next to it. That means it's being added to the repo. So quite a bit of items. You can type in your little message, added, player, support, hit commit. It was successful. We're synced down here. Now, if you go into the Diversion app on your desktop, you can see right here, latest commit from me, added player support, and it says what branch it was on. The other nice part about Diversion, and that I really like, is next to the workspace tab up here, you have a history tab. So on this branch, if you're working with other people or you just need to go back in time, you can click history, and this will also show you your commits. And you can click on here, you can create a brand new branch from a previous version. So if you had something that was working that you wanted to kind of mess with in the past that you got rid of in the future, you could go back to that stage and you could create a new branch off of that, and you can start editing off of that. So working on something from way before that you maybe edited out or deleted altogether, you can simply hit revert, and that'll bring all of your progress back to this stage. It's basically like a system restore point for your project. So this is wonderful, especially for me because I break stuff all the time. I go and edit stuff and I go to add on to systems and I completely mess things up. So this saves me so much. I can't tell you how many times I've restarted projects from zero. It is insane. But just to show you guys once again, so we're on first person in here. We have our first person folder. To exit the editor, just go up to the drop down for the branches. So it shows here we're at first person. Let's go back to main. So you're gonna click on the 3 lines, the hamburger, switch to branch, switch. Now up here we're on main again. And you can see over here in the folder structure, we do not have the first person folder anymore. It's gone because we didn't commit that into our main branch. So now if we go and relaunch Unreal Engine, so now that we're back in Engine, you can see down here, we're on branch main and we're synced. So if you look in the folder hierarchy, we do not have our third person or first person folder anymore because we never committed that. So now let's say you're working on your branch, your first person branch, and you reach a stage where the system works, the character's working, and you want to bring everything back into the main project. So that way now your main branch will always contain your new system or your new player character or your new theme. So to do that, all you do, it's pretty simple. Go into Diversion, click the drop down for your branches. You'll find this branch, click the hamburger. And remember, we are in main. This will be a little different. It'll be flip-flop. If you're in the first person branch, you're going to click the hamburger on main, but we're in main. So we're going to click the hamburger for the first person branch. You're going to come down here and you see merge dev/first person into main, or merge main into dev/first person. You can do either. What merging main into the first person folder does is it brings your main branch, whatever contents you have in that, and it will merge that into the first person folder or branch that you're working on. So that way you have everything from main. If you've changed it and you need to pull things, you'll have everything inside of your new branch that you're working on. What we're doing is we're trying to combine our new system into our main branch. So we're going to merge dev/first person to the main branch. You can preview the merge. You can create view requests. I don't use the requests. I usually just preview it, but right now we don't have to do that. It just gives you a comparison, and we'll do it. Previewing gives you a comparison. It shows you what is to be added and what would be removed if there was anything to be removed. So we'll go back in here, merge it, merge now, about to merge dev into main. Merge it, wait for this to update, and close the editor. You can see here it's downloading the new files, it's updating our folder structure, and there it is. We now have a first person folder. So let's relaunch the editor. And once again, we're on the main branch. We're no longer in our working branch. And now we're back here in editor, and you can already see we're on the main branch, we're synced, and our world settings reflects. We have our first person game mode and our folders are here. Check it out, guys. And that's how you keep your Unreal Engine project safe throughout the life cycle of designing your game. I really hope this video helped you guys. If it did, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. I'll be keeping this channel updated more frequently. I'm trying to post about once a week now, maybe twice a week. If you guys have any suggestions, please feel free to comment, and have a good rest of your day. Thanks for following the journey. See you next time.